this NFC East thing is interesting because, Washington and Philly are just finding ways to win. They're like scrappy teams that aren't that good, but the Washington hasn't given up. I think hadn't given up more than 25 points in like 5 weeks. Their defense has gone to 180, like the Chiefs. It's crazy.
After Chase Young goes down.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, Heineke is, someone tweeted at me and Breech last week asking if Heineke's really good or like what do we, and I said he's basically Gardner Minshew. He's a better version of Gardner Minshew. He's a guy you don't want starting 17 weeks. He threw a pick six to Trevon Merrick, who dropped a freaking ball on that last drive when it was 15-14, and that game is over. And he got lucky because defensive backs in general struggle to catch the balls. That's why they play defense, as the old saying goes. And instead, they parlayed that into the game-winning field goal with a new kicker because Sly blew a tire out. Breech. Who was the kicker?
Brian Johnson, I believe.
Went to high school with Brian Johnson. You think it was the same guy?
It could have been.
Everyone went to high school with Brian Johnson.
Yeah, no kidding. But anyway, look, it counts. You said they're finding ways to win. That's a way to win. The defensive back drops a pick six that would have sealed the game, and they make the most of it. Also, I'll just mention this quickly: the Hail Mary that Derek Carr threw on like the next to last play, the third to last play, that Zay Jones. Oh my God, it was so close. And there's some speculation that maybe it was pass interference. It was close.
I mean, he grabbed his jersey. He
grabbed his jersey.
Ifs, ands, or buts.
You can't throw a DPI flag on a Hail Mary.
No, it wasn't the Hail Mary. It was a long pass with single coverage.
Yeah. It was the one before where
2 or 3 passes before. It was a Hail Mary in the sense that it wasn't the final play of the game, but it was a against all odds sort of throw. But as Breech notes, defensive back did grab the jersey. Not enough, not a lot, but enough. If it got flagged, you'd be like, well, don't grab the jersey. I don't know if it affected on some level. Maybe it affected Zay Jones. The ball still hit him in the hands. And there's the grab right there. If you're watching on YouTube, that's illegal. And the ball would have been at the 10 or 7 yard line or whatever.
And the ball hit Zay Jones right in the chest. And I will say that, like, you're looking up for the ball, and all of a sudden you feel this, like, being pulled backward.
I mean, they're both looking straight up. The ball's dropping down. Like, it's definitely pass interference, but it probably didn't affect the play.
No. Right, but if you feel like you're being pulled backwards, that like affects how you're thinking and how your mechanics, how you're trying to set up.
Yeah, no, that's right. Watch the replay because he almost caught it anyway. So I would imagine if he's out there by himself running, he catches it, and maybe it knocks him off just enough. I'm fine with him not throwing it, but you can't. If you get flagged there, that's on you. It's your fault. Don't grab the jersey.
Yeah, don't grab the jersey. Look. We don't need to go on a big ref rant. I mean, these refs every week. It just depends on who you're getting. Like some guys want to have a parade and a show across the field for 60 minutes, and some guys just don't want to throw flags. And there's weird stuff that the league emphasizes, and they don't care about any consistency at all for whatever reason. It's
like I said, I'm fine with the no flag here. This is more on the DB than the referee's decision or no decision to throw the flag. But he would have been angry that the defensive back and Ron Rivera had they thrown the flag, but that is clearly illegal, and it probably, as Breech noted, affected Zay Jones' ability to catch that football. Keep your hands to yourself. You're right there. You're in phase. Why put your hands out?
Do you know how many catches Zay Jones had in college? 4 years, played 49 games.
I'm going to guess he had 3 fewer than Breech had during his Division III days, where he led the nation with 4 million catches.
Dunk.
He had 399 catches in college.
Well,
it's 100 catches a year. It's insane. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, of course it should have been pass interference. He's grabbing his jersey. He's pulling the receiver away.
It was quick. It wasn't like he pulled him down. You can't do it, but yeah.
These guys just don't get much right. They just don't. It's frustrating.
I'm not going to blame them for the loss. By the way, I was thinking about this during the game when Hunter Renfrow finished with 9 catches on 10 targets for 102 yards. He's a first-round pick. Like, if you're going solely on production and not looking at him, you're going, oh, that guy helps my team every single week. He's unbelievably reliable. He never drops the ball. He can return punts. He does everything you ask him to do. He knows his responsibilities. He is legitimately a first-round pick. Like, put him in Zay Jones's body. He's the best player on planet Earth.
The worst part is the Raiders the same year took Cleveland Farrell, Josh Jacobs, and Jonathan Abrams in the first round. And I guess they also took Max Crosby. But like Crosby and Renfrow are saving that draft class.
But Crosby in the 4th, Renfrow in the 5th. Those are the 2 best picks.
Yeah.
Jacobs is good, but he's been injured.
If they'd gone Josh Allen, Marquise Brown and oh my God, the receivers they could have had. The players they could have had there. Devo Samuel. Could they have AJ? Yeah, AJ Brown. Oh boy, it's terrible. Anyway,
during their winning streak, Washington's also gotten some interesting luck with. They played the Panthers in Cam Newton's first start. Played the Seahawks with Russell Wilson coming off. still not looking like Russell Wilson with his surgically repaired finger. Got the Raiders without Darren Waller. So they just have kind of things. You get luck out. Luck's a big part of football, but they just have these things kind of falling on their plate, and they're taking advantage of them. But what's going to happen when they're in a game where they don't have things falling their way?
This is actually a good point by Roger Long in the YouTube chat. Toss that up. He just put it up, Debo. And by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. We're trying to give away a friggin' Brinson Sucks hat. You'll get it mailed to you. Brinson, don't be naive. No consistency helps the books. It's an unholy alliance. I actually think, I've thought this for a long time. I thought the NFL liked the controversy surrounding the catch rule. And they like the controversy surrounding the DPI, all these rules, because people get outraged and start talking about the league, even though it's annoying from a rational perspective. But the league likes attention, because the more attention that's being paid to the league, the more people that are watching, etc. Anyhow,
by the way, something happened in that game that I saw people complaining about. I didn't see it live. But Unique Ngakoue went low on Logan Thomas and tore his ACL on a block. I put it into Slack. I don't think.
Yeah, I saw Mike Garafolo tweeting about that.
And Garafolo never tweets about things that are negative.
Yeah.
And this was everyone's on the same team in terms of players watching out for each other. And I just watched the replay, and Logan Thomas is sort of pulling on the block, and Unique just goes straight for his knees and tears his ACL on a Antonio Gibson run up the middle. And it doesn't look intentional, but I don't know why you would go low to take out a blocker on a play where you don't need to go low. It's a bad look. Unfortunate for Logan Thomas. I don't think it was dirty, but I don't know what was going through Unique's head when he decided to do that.
He's not a great run defender. I mean, it's boy. It's bad. That's.
It's not dirty, but you don't see people. There's no reason to do it.
Wasn't the play almost past him?
Yeah.
There's no reason to do that.
None.
And his season's done. His ACL.
Yeah, towards ACL.
Oh my God. That's bad, man.
Yeah.
And Logan Thomas is a pretty cool story, because he was a quarterback at Vatech, and then late round pick that Bruce Arians threw a bone to, because Bruce Arians went to, as they called it back in the day, VPI. Eventually he lands with Washington, turns into a tight end, and becomes a really good player. And
he's in his early 30s now, I believe. So, that's not, you don't want to be trying to come back from that. I mean, you can do it, obviously, but your season's done on a team where you're probably needed.
No, that's a good point. That was unnecessary.